This place is awesome, by the way. This is like a legit studio. I've done so many live streams, especially over quarantine and COVID. You know, you'll go into someone's bedroom and they got a little setup and we kill it, you know? So when I come to studios and legit setups, I'm like, oh my God, this is real.
Yeah.
So.
This started in my bedroom, I mean, in my living room. Like,
I guess that should have been my first question.
Yeah, most of this gear through pandemic was in my living room. Shout outs to my wife, Lee, over here.
Oh,
She's
awesome.
our moderator. She put up with a lot, you know. And yeah, we basically, I just did this all, you know, the whole pandemic, not with MobileCoin, just doing it on my own. And, you know, somebody noticed and, you know, they really liked what we were doing. So
passion and drive, and especially within our community. And I always talk to people about this when they're like, how do you do what you do? You do what you love for a living. The universe recognizes passion and drive. And if you put all your energy into something, whether it's 1 or 5 things, the universe will recognize it and it will open doors for you. If you're unless you're negative about it and you feel like you're never going to make it, when you're in your living room and you're like, I can see that this is going to be in a studio, really, you know, law of attraction, manifestation, all that shit. It really does work. So obviously living part of that right now with this awesome legit studio that you get to have all our favorite DJs in.
Yes.
So congrats, my friend.
Yeah.
So cool.
Shout outs to MobileCoin for providing. Yeah, you know, they're a great family. They're great people to work with. They support artists so much. You know, it's incredible. They do all this just to give back a little bit to the community.
Yeah, that's one way to give back, man, to your artists, where we've been, you know, the rates and things and all that is such a struggle, but to be noticed by, especially a currency, it's like, hi.
Yeah, you know, like I always say, you know, the people who work at MobileCoin are all artists as well. We have a lot of musicians, painters, like, I mean, even the programmers are artists in their own right. Like, I can't do that. I think that's its own, you know, crazy art in itself, you know? So, you know, I'm surrounded by just incredible people and work with incredible people who love music. Yeah, no, it's,
or they found you.
They found me. I don't know. We found each other. I think it was fate. So, you know, you play incredible house music, but you are also an open format DJ. There's not many left of those that are really awesome. And
it's
I know
actually like a bad word to say now.
I know.
Like open format. I play this genre. I'm like kind of like looked down on. But as we were talking about earlier, you know, I really, when I decided to go full-time DJing, what I loved about it was playing the right music for the right event. Not, this is what I like to play this. And we book those DJs. We put them at 4 a.m, 2 a.m. You know, they play what they play. But I love going to, you know, one of my residencies every Friday in downtown is I play Motown and R&B, 90s R&B. And it is sexy, and everyone's eating and drinking at this really nice lounge bar on the 71st floor. And it's just, you know, I would never even think about playing like super EDM. Maybe a few housey, Sade remixes, of course. But yeah, so playing open format to me is playing what the vibe of the audience wants, you know, or the setting, I should say. Big audience, I'm going to play my bass house. You know, put me in a restaurant. Another residency I have is Beetle House, which is a punk rock bar in Hollywood. It's a great place, totally awesome place for anyone to go, whether I'm playing there or not. They do have a bunch of DJs there now. And I play classic rock, punk, rockabilly. I love bringing back some rockabilly and, you know, kind of figuring out how it all mixes well in the journey throughout the night and playing 4 to 6 hours even. So, yeah, shout out to open format DJs out there.
I am also open format. It's funny. People think I'm a bass DJ or a house DJ. Like, my passion is honestly, my favorite gigs are doing, you know, gigs where people aren't usual, like, they're not so used to DJs. And you can really blow people's minds with, like, really interesting mixes of genres. And, you know, I play a lot at the Avalon for a lot of their so cool. special events. And yeah, those are my favorite shows, you know, like I think one of my favorite gigs I've ever had was the Hollywood high school prom.
Oh my gosh. Stop,
like I played the prom.
What year was that?
I don't even know. It's maybe 5 years ago,
cool.
6 years ago.
I always wondered, how did they find us?
It was at Avalon.
They
had their prom at Avalon.
That is so cool. Is it the Hollywood High School?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and it was like 900 kids losing their minds.
Yeah. Did they request? Like,
yeah, the funny story is I put a request list out.
Good.
And like these kind of punk rock looking kids came over and grabbed it and they were like snickering and they wrote down on the request. Okay. And I was like, oh, what are they writing? And I went down and it was like in big letters, it was like dubstep.
Okay.
And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, don't challenge me. So, you know, I started just playing like a bunch of bangers and watched like, you know, the kids who probably didn't really want to be at prom, you know, they're like, oh, they got to go to prom and listen to all this bad like music, whatever. Right. Like they lost their minds.
How
and
cool.
yeah, it was super fun. I've got a couple videos of it. And it's one of my it's one of my favorite moments of DJing, and it was at a prom. I like dreaded going to this gig.
I would have been scared shitless
oh
for that
my god,
one.
I don't know what to play, and like they just love good music. You know, they're pretty like this younger generation's pretty open to like
they're
cool
so
music.
cool. Oh no, totally. Yeah. I get scared of like the 21 to 25 year olds, but they actually know some stuff. They they know house music, EDM. They're all part of like the Insomniac world. So I'm kind of spoiled now with all generations liking the music we play.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot easier for sure. It's easier to
good parents. Our friends are good parents to these kids.
It's good music. There's a lot more good music coming out nowadays. I feel like we've turned a corner, and I think like of all genres, there's just so much good music coming out. I think a lot of people sat down during pandemic and like really got good. Like they really worked on their craft, and I think people's perspective, the listening audience. Their perspective changed a lot too, where they were actually listening to music, not just being in a club environment.
Right.
I've thought about it a lot, and I've noticed that music's become a lot more thoughtful over the last like year and a half. Like it's been very
like lyrically too.
Lyrically and just like production wise, it's become less simple. And I think people are really like in tune because people weren't going to clubs and stuff. I think people are like listening in their car or listening at home.
And there's more of a journey of that. I was I said, I've been making mixes for Fire Lane Radio, and with the mixes though, thinking how my audience is sitting in a car mostly, or listening to it in their house. They're not in a club. I'm able to do some more with longer drops and more filters and like just fun things as opposed to when you're in a club and you just want to keep that uns going.
Yep.
I think now when we put our audience at home or different locations, they're able to like really hear what's going on in the music now.
Yeah, you can take them on a journey.
Take them on a journey.
At a club, you just want to kind of hit them over the head and like. I mean, you want to take them on a journey, but you want to keep that thing pumping.
I want to keep their energy going, and you can lose them really easily if they're not like ready for that awesome long drop with that really cool vocal or something. When you're sitting in your car, you like literally listen even deeper. Yep. I think that's just a good example. Other than on the dance floor sweating with your friends.
Yeah. There's credit for both of them. I think both of them have merit, but
I'll do them all day.
Exactly. I've personally been enjoying really like the long form, like Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill is like an artist that I respected, and I've taken all his classes and stuff, but his music was always really kind of dubsteppy for me or whatever. And over pandemic, he wrote probably the most beautiful album I've heard last year, this year. It's called Phantasmagoric. Okay. I think it's unbelievable. It's a journey from start to finish. It goes through all the moods. It has like two-step and dubstep and like just sound design and like. Beautiful album. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
New Mr. Bill album. He actually played a lot of it. It's up on our YouTube. He played one of our sets. He did a show for us in San Francisco. So check it out. It's on our YouTube, /MobileCoin Radio.
I feel that way about Steve Darko. He came out with an album over quarantine, and it's just like, if you listen to the whole thing, all 12 songs, you're just like, oh my God, it's so good. And there's different styles in each song, but if you listen to it all at once, it's just an amazing journey.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind of album.
Yeah.
What's your favorite genre to play? Your open format, like
favorite genre to play is on my mood, and I'm a girl, and I have a lot of them. But like I said, I like to make people happy, and I like to play what they want to hear, and I like to scope out the scene and go, oh, that chick totally is gonna get down to this Britney remix. That guy is totally gonna love this Prince remix. Stuff like that, I really love. But if I'm in charge, and like for example, November 13th, HQ, Dirty Beatles. Event at HQ. We should put stuff up about that to get everybody there. And I'm part of the group who's throwing the event, but the guy, Louis, who's making the lineup, I'm like, I wonder where he's going to put me, because he can put me anywhere. I'm happy to, I love opening. I love starting the whole night, and I can end. And he put me directly at the end at 4 a.m. And I'm like, all right, so what do I get to play for 4 a.m.? It's not going to be hard. I'm going to take you on this sexy tribal melodic journey, to get the sun going up. So I like knowing where I'm going to be at and playing what's appropriate for that time slot.
Amazing.
So that's my answer to that.
When was this party again?
That's November 13th. It's called House United. It is Sound Factory and Dirty Beatles coming together. Yeah, it's going to be great. Great lineup. Amazing. I'm also playing next Saturday, the 5th before, at Melt with Meow, which is in Palmdale, an all-women's festival. And I also play 4 a.m. that night, too. And I'm probably going to do something similar, a tribal, melodic, sexy, bassy, but not super slow, I don't know. Come and see.
That sounds super fun. I'll definitely be at the Dirty Beatles one for
yes,
sure.
you will. I think we talked about trying to live stream it or something. So you're the one to call. He knows to call you.
Yeah, hit me up for sure. I mean, he's pretty good at live streaming too, man.
He's got his stuff, but it takes two to make a whole thing work.
Of course, yeah. We learned a lot over the pandemic. Like
Working
we like
together.
trading little secrets that we figured out.
Not just DJs trade tricks. These live streamers and their technology.
Yeah, it was really exciting because he's a friend of mine, and we kind of just both got into the journey at the same time.
Yeah, you did.
So like I had somebody to kind of like go through that journey with
and
be
understand it's not easy. And all of us friends are like, oh, can we just set up right now? And you're like, it's not this easy. We all just started calling live streamers going, I need your setup now.
But yeah, that last party, I mean, Dirty Beatles have thrown my two favorite parties, because that last Balkan Bump party
was so good.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
We're talking to them to get them on the show.
Good idea. Oh, that guy is great.
The whole band is just insane.
Yeah.
Like my jaw was on the floor. I brought a couple employees with me like that, like we work with.
I'm glad I didn't see you there. I'm glad you were there.
There were so many people.
I know.
I
didn't even know most of those people. I usually go to undergrounds and I'm like, I know everybody. I was like with 5 people in the back going, oh my God, this is a whole new world of people we don't know, which is great because Balkan Bump has their own following and they brought their whole new, their world to our venue.
Wow. What a band. Yeah. Check out Balkan Bump too.
Yeah, and they played really good to the audience too. They're performers, they jump around and they play like nostalgic tracks as well as, complete originals too. So
yeah,
really
so much
cool.
fun. Cool. This is one of my favorite questions. What do you listen to outside of DJing? Do you have any like new music or old music that you'd recommend that people might not know?
Well, I mean, what I listen to when I'm like not researching bass house, tribal, melodic and stuff for those kinds of sets, I like to like sing along to old pop music, sing along to country, sing along to classic rock. I really love classic rock. I kind of jump around. I actually even love listening to the radio because I'm a big fan of radio and live stream. So I'll listen to 95.5, 106.7, 102.7, and I'll jump around on my traffic drives, when it takes an hour to go 15 miles in LA. So I'll jump around what's on the radio. But yeah, I'm kind of like a country pop girl deep down. Don't tell anybody.
That's awesome. No, it's so funny to hear this because, we had somebody on last week that plays like really, really dark dubstep.
Right.
And their answer was K-pop.
I
was
it.
like, yes.
Yes, I love K-pop. I'm a go-go dancer as well. And I work at this Asian after hours where they play K-pop. And I work from 1 in the morning till 4 in the morning, about 4 nights a week there. My company is there 5 nights a week. But they just play K-pop. And I tell you, that shit's really good to dance to. It keeps you going and smiling. And everyone in the audience is smiling. So we're kind of going back and forth. So that's pretty cool.
I got to go to a K-pop club.
Come to a K-pop club.
I respect it. I haven't been in the right situation to dance to it yet.
Sometimes the sound is kind of shitty too, and it's late night, and it's like bad equipment, but you just kind of don't care.
Yeah, no, I like that vibe sometimes.
Yeah.
I've tried dancing in my living room to K-pop, but as a 43-year-old male, it felt a little weird. I feel like I need to be more and more people.
You're fine. You can do
I'm
it.
okay.
You're
I can just get down.
I give you permission.
I'm going to do it tonight. We're going to put on some K-pop tonight and just get loose. Okay, who's your all-time favorite musician or DJ?
Oh gosh,
it's a hard one.
It's so hard because I really love our local LA DJ. So you didn't say producer, you said DJ, so I can kind of jump around with both producers and DJs. DJs, our local LA DJs, like I mentioned Liquor Box earlier, Holly Adams, there's just some people in our community. Who else can I just think of super quick? I love Sprankles, Holly Adams.
Sprankles.
Yeah, I know. I'm naming all my girls right now. DJ Tanner's up and coming from Palm Springs. He's a part of Sound Factory. He's a phenomenal DJ. He's got someone who works with him, Pedro LaBass. Those are all local DJs that I love and look up to. When it comes to producers, Kyle Watson, Steve Darko, they just make such great music. I really got turned on to this guy in London named Cassium. I hope that's what it is. It's Cassimm, and you never know if it's Cassium or Cassium. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know. But I discovered his music recently. Another great one is Fetish, and I played one of his tracks earlier, Fetish.
I wrote that down.
Yeah, Fetish came out. He's somewhat new, too, and he just, he's one of those young guys that just came out of nowhere and just made great music. You're just I kind of heard him DJ before, and I'm like, okay, your producing is what's really, really good. He just makes such great tracks. So, yeah, Steve Darko, I loved over quarantine, his album. If I think of someone else, I'll certainly say it. I mean, Matroda is really great, too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, do we have... Oh, cool. We got a couple questions from the audience.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Is there any type of gear or equipment you wish existed that doesn't?
Oh, wow. I'm sure it does exist if I think of something. Do you know Dat Girl? Do you know... Okay, have you had her on yet?
No,
I
want to.
If you had Dat Girl on, you'd have to move all your equipment.
I know.
So she would set up hers, and she's got all of this stuff. And I remember it was probably, not to age us, but probably 10 years ago, a DJ named Chad... he's like, Madison, you gotta watch this chick. I'm dancing around having a good time. He's like, no, stop and watch her. And I stopped and I just oh my God, how technically amazing she is.
Insane.
So if there's equipment that doesn't exist, I'm sure it exists, and she's probably doing it. That's my answer to that.
Amazing. Yeah, Dat Girl, and what's her partner?
Zapper and Dat
Zapper,
Girl.
Dat
They're
Girl.
together and separate. With their,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have a duo together. They do stuff separately. I've heard them deep playa Burning Man on an art car going, what the hell is that? And like seeing them with all their equipment in a dust storm. It's just epic. Epic duo, those two. You got to have them on.
I discovered them over pandemic because of their streams.
Oh,
okay. They were one of the streams that I like really was just like, wow, this is inspiring.
Yeah.
Like, they have so much gear, and it was always...
I bet she already had all that gear before.
Yeah, most likely.
She just got that stuff.
But it was just so, like their sets were just, you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what's going to happen in this set.
It's
and
weird.
It was just
It's good
super weird and fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's always on. You know, with weird music, is if it's off beat, after a while, you just kind of lose me. When you got weird all over the place, different vocal sounds, things, but it's like so perfect.
No, there's this really constructed. It's like constructed weird.
Good
but
word
it's
for that.
there's no other music I can compare to it.
No.
It's like weird video game music kind of, but not
She's
really.
got this song called Fire Twirling Hippie Bitch. All right, already you love it. And I was a fan of hers before I met her. You know, like I said, I saw her in a show, and then I started following her, found this song, Fire Twirling Hippie Bitch, showed my fire dancers that I work with that song. We all loved it. And then for my birthday, for my 30th, a couple years ago, I had her play my birthday, and all my fire dancers were like, this is the one. I'm like, you got to play Fire Twirling Hippie Bitch. So I actually had 5 fire dancers and her playing it. It was kind of like a full circle big moment. So check out that song by Dat Girl on, it's probably SoundCloud.
That's so awesome. I mean, that brings me to my next question. So before I even knew you were a DJ, you've just been a staple of like the hoop scene and the fire spinning scene in LA. Like, you're just an incredible flow artist.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing that for, and like what got you into that?
Yeah, so I went to a festival in 2006 called Fuente Eterno, which was this festival in Mexico, hot water springs, super amazing. And there I saw these girls hula hooping. I was about 16 years old. And I was like, I kind of either wanted to be a DJ or a hula hooper. And then I went to Burning Man, and I got a hoop. Like, I had this person come up to me while I was dancing on stage with a DJ named Corey Sage. I'll never forget this. I turned 17 at Burning Man, and this guy comes up with a hula hoop, and he's like, this hoop has been waiting for you. And I, like, grab it on stage, and I didn't know anything yet, and that was, like, 12, 13, 14 years ago, 15 maybe. So what got me into it was the culture, the Burning Man culture, being a dancer, being into music. It was kind of, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with this, you kind of find something in the scene that works for you. Whether it's DJing, dancing, fire dancing, electronics, sound guy, you can kind of find something to do within the community, you know? So I was really lucky to find something I love and then make a full-time career out of it.
Yeah, you run a company, right? You run a GoGo fire dancing hooping company.
Yeah, we started off as, we're the GoGo Hoop Dance Stars. We're an LLC, and I mean, I kind of break it up now because we have just GoGos, we have hoop dancers, we have fire dancers, I book stilters. I actually have a big stilt show next Saturday with a group. I'm not a stilter, no. I can't do it all. But it's awesome to have friends that I work with, that I'm able to kind of just build this team and book people out and keep jobs abundant, you know, with very, very talented people that I trust, you know.
Amazing. Yeah. We have to have, we'll definitely have some of your artists on the show.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that's so good. We haven't had any fire dancers on the show yet.
And your videos of your dancers are great.
Yeah, I'm a dancer myself, so I take a lot of pride in, like, I want it to look good. I want my dancer friends to look good. I have so many talented dancer friends in LA. It's such a crazy city, you know, to like, you can find like talented people in every, like you said, like in our scene, there's just everybody. Like you can find the best of the best.
We came together because we all had talent. We had to, we want to share it, and we want to get together and do it with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, I always say when people try to book a hula hooper, I'm like, you know what's better than one hooper? 2 hoopers, 4 hoopers. Let's get them all, you know, and you just have a whole team of people that do what you do, and it's similar, and it just makes it way better to work with your friends, you know?
Totally. Yeah. And it's really funny because, you know, we're so accustomed to being around all this, and then I forget there's people who've never even seen fire spinning or fire hooping. Like, so yeah, if you haven't seen fire spinning or fire hooping or anything, check it out. Just Google it. Like, do you have a site up? Or
I do. So you could go to my website, gogohoopdance.com, but just go to our Instagram, GoGo Hoop Dance Stars. And also mine, follow me on Instagram, Madison Orange. I have a lot of fire videos that I'm happy about, so check them out.
Yeah, definitely give some support, give some follows, and yeah, share that stuff. If you see really cool stuff, share it. You know, we're all artists, and the crazy, you know, social media and algorithms, you know, it's
help us
brutal.
Out with that stuff.
Help us out. You might not think it's important to click that little like button, but every like counts and every like gets our art shown to other people. So
Yeah.
it's super important. And we appreciate every like that we get. So, when we're done with this, go over there and give everybody likes, give us some likes too. We're here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Every other week we're live, and then we have pre-recorded shows. We have live music. It's all different genres. So if you love music, we're here. Join the fam. We're the Mob fam. I got a couple more questions. Do you have any crazy stories about any like DJ gigs? I know you have some.
Oh my God, I wish I had that question like a day ago so I could have gone through some crazy DJ stories, like mean ones or
anything,
like happy ones?
like happy, either one.
I don't know why this is the one that comes to my mind as soon as I think it, but Brian, Los Angeles, we had a show in New York a couple years ago, and we were like third or fourth DJ in, and we recorded our set, and we kept our recording device in the CDJs, and we're like hanging out with Justin Martin and Vanessa and just like everyone who's after us, and we look up and Claude Van Stroke is like, whose recorder is this, and pulls it out, which stops our recording. It made our recording go away, and we're all like, I've been scared of Claude Van Stroke ever since that moment. I'm like, oh shit, because he thought we were trying to record him, I'm sure, which we weren't. We just stopped. We didn't unplug ourselves. So crazy DJ moment, some super famous DJ getting mad that he thought he was being recorded.
That's hilarious.
It wasn't me.
He's intimidating.
Oh my God.
He's such a big dude. I got to hang out with him at Dirty Bird, and I've met him a bunch of times over the years. And he's so intimidating just because he's such a massive guy. Like, he's so tall and just a big presence.
And he's busy and he's important.
And
he does great things, and you can tell that he knows his shit, you know? And it's intimidating for sure. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I get him on bad moments.
He's so, like, for the first time this year, I actually got to, like, kind of corner him and just talk to him and show my thanks for, like, the incredible festival. If you don't know about Dirty Bird Campout, it's the best event.
Yeah.
I think, it's one of the best events on the West Coast, if not in the country.
Yeah.
It's such family vibes.
I love that they put games together. The DJs run the games.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. You like see the biggest DJs that I like spin and buy their music, and they're sitting there doing like hosting rope dart or whatever. Like,
we did tug of war we did tug of war with Justin Martin.
That's so crazy.
It was so weird. And, it was really fun. But I got to kind of corner him and kind of talk his ear off this year, and he was super in a good mood. And I just got the sweet side of him.
Good.
And it was like he talked about his family, and like there was a really weird artist on the bill. And I was like, it was kind of a pop artist, and it was like it was at a really good time, and they were really awesome, but it was so different than anything. And I asked him, I was like, what was up?
I love that you asked that.
Yeah, I was like, so what was up with the pop band that played? That was really cool. And he's like, so my son, it's like one of his favorite bands.
Oh my God, he gets to
and
do
he's
that.
like, he found him on SoundCloud. They've never played a show before. And I booked him for the like 6 p.m.
Think about how inspired that band is now. They just feel so good, and like anything's possible.
Yeah, it was so sweet, and they were killer. The kid's voice was just incredible. It wasn't too different, but it was definitely like.
I mean, it's a band, a bunch of DJs.
A band. Like it was like a band at you don't usually see a band at Dirty Bird. It's mostly DJs, except for like they have hip hop and stuff. But yeah, just to hear that story was like, and his son wasn't even there. You know what I mean? He just did it. I think kind of for like for clout, like kind of like you like this band. You want to support this band? I can book them for you. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super sweet. I just kind of thanked him, and I watched him play a set for like 50 people at a lemonade stand, which was just so cool.
Wait, who? The band?
Claude.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I was just walking by, and I'm like, what's going on over here? There's some really good hip hop. At Dirty Bird, he just walked up to a lemonade stand and was like, can I jump on a little tiny controller? And just played a hip hop set for like 45 minutes, and like kids were losing their minds.
Louis Bagels is like that too. I've been to numerous like LIBs, and I'd be like getting food from the food court and just look over, and he's like the DJ at the food court, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's so cool. You're like kind of moving your body, and you just realize the DJ, And as I think of another one, I think it was like 2013. Are you familiar with Craddy, who was part of?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Craddy,
he's a good friend of mine.
He's in our scene. You'll love this. And we barely knew each other. I don't actually he had to have not known me. LIB 2013 Bamboo Stage. Danny and Danny, girl and boy Danny, they're breakdancing to Craddy's set.
I know those guys, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. You totally know who they are.
Yeah.
And I have my hula hoops, and I got my backstage pass because I'm with the artist, and I go up to the Dannies, and I'm like, hey, can I dance? And they're like, fuck yeah, you can. So I go up with my hoops and I go right in front and I hear my favorite song drop. I wish I was a little bit taller.
Yeah.
And right then I just have the energy of like, yeah, I'm ready to kill this. Crowdy turns down the music and goes, no, get this hula hooper off stage.
Oh, no.
In front of like 10,000 people, I'm like, and the manager comes up, he's like, you get out of here. And I grab my hoops and all the Dannies are like high-fiving me. They're like, you just crashed Craddy's set. I'm like scared shitless. Then I overheard the next day that because he's eating with all my friends, he doesn't realize that I like know everybody. He's like, yeah, like this damn hula hooper just thought she could get on stage like I'm some renegade. And I'm like, I see him like a year later. We're playing a show. We're playing the Solid Gold Pool Party at a house back then. This was like 2014. And he's like, hi, what's your name? I'm like, I'm the girl you kicked off stage last year at LIV. He's like, oh shit. I'm like, don't you try to flirt with me. You kicked me off. So yeah, that's a classic story that my friends probably have heard a million times.
That's amazing. That's so good. Hoopers don't get a lot of love sometimes.
No,
and
we don't. And you know why? And I'm going to say this is because the ones that aren't practiced well with no musicality jump on stage. They think they can perform just because they were given a hoop once. That goes for a lot of flow dancers. And I'm going to be passionate about that because it does saturate our market.
Yep.
They come in, they charge like hundreds of dollars less for a show, and then they throw their hula hoop at DJ gear. And then DJs hate hula hoopers. Yep. And then the thing is, they'll see me and they'll be like, I don't want a hooper. I'm like, please just watch me for 5 minutes so you can trust me. But I get it. I don't want someone who can like fuck with my shit while I'm or DJing, you know?
I've taken a few hoops to the decks before. I've taken it to the head before, which was really funny.
There's videos out there of DJs like getting hit with hula hoops.
I just hit the face.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a nice guy though. I just kind of like.
No, you're nice about it.
I just handed him back.
Oh, I've seen. There's a video of an old hooper. This like literally like 2006, one of the first YouTube hoop videos, where she's hooping and she hits the deck and the DJ just grabs the hoop and throws it into the audience. I'm like, God, I gotta be careful.
Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, how you've been in LA for a while, right?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
a
from
resident?
here. I was born in the Inland Empire, which
Sweet.
is right outside of LA, 909. Still have a 909 number. But when I was 18, I moved to the East Coast, and I've lived in Mexico. I've lived a lot of places. But
Sweet. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about the city?
Oh, wow. Favorite thing is the possibilities of work and the friendships that come with that. You know, I'm all work in a sense, but so are my friends. You know, there's a big time hustle and a lot of opportunities and possibilities for work and creative side and resting, beach, all the elements. I really love that. Of course, what I don't like is something that's getting bigger and bigger right now. It's our homeless, problem. I don't even know if I want to call it a problem. Some of them seem totally content. I just feel like, there's such a big discussion and energy around like the homeless population really growing,
It's
and I
bad.
get happy to see like the people who run the showers and stuff, bringing the showers in the areas and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, I wish they didn't even have this problem, So it's kind of scary right now. I've driven by like downtown like with trash cans on fire. I'm like, this is like not supposed to be happening,
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's getting bad.
I live in Silver Lake, and it's like it's starting to happen like in our neighborhoods, in like the residential
It's not
neighborhoods.
just like
It's
Skid
not
Row
just-
area. It's in I live in Mar Vista, and I'm like right by the beach, and there are people sleeping in front of our steps now. And I go out and I'll put a bottle of water, or just kind of like check them. They're in the sun. I'm just like, it really hurts. It's like sensitive subject.
It's a bummer, and
Yeah.
I was homeless for a little point of my life when I was younger. I was traveling and
Right.
kind of voluntarily, but you get stuck in those situations. People don't realize how hard it is to get out of. So
Yeah, once you're in it, I mean, that goes with a lot of things, bad relationships, drugs. Once you're really deep in something, you don't really see a way out, So
yeah, getting a job when you don't have an address is real hard.
all those things. Oh gosh.
But we do our best. There's a lot of cool events that do stuff for homeless people in
Yeah.
LA. That like the music scene is pretty involved. Have you heard of the Skid Row Circus?
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah, they do once a year. They do this incredible circus down in Skid Row.
Okay. Is there like
and
fire
it's-
dancers and stuff? I mean,
I haven't been. I mean, last year was COVID,
Right.
and I didn't go the year before. But they set up games, but they also set up like places where people can get haircuts.
Yeah.
They set up places, food stations, places to wash. And then they have bands play. I think there might have been some flow arts there. I don't know if I saw
when I think
fire,
circus,
but
I can't help it.
yeah, I don't know if I saw fire specifically, but maybe they just didn't know any fire spinners. But yeah, you
Right.
should check it out. It's a really
my group would always do something like that
It's
voluntarily
super
if
fun.
it's within a good time frame and whatnot.
yeah,
That's great.
it's a
I
really
feel like
good
we
event.
if you're living in LA, you kind of have to do something in some way, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is,
Yeah, there's over pandemic we worked at a soup kitchen that was really fun. Shout out to Roger Joe. He's probably not watching right now, but
He will watch this.
hopefully he is. It was this. What's up? Yeah, the food bank. It's an incredible food bank in where is it? It's in K-Town. And every Saturday morning, they hire a DJ to come in at 5 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
And the DJ sets up in the warehouse and DJs for all the people packing boxes for people.
That's fun. Okay.
And that's how I get involved. I went there and DJ'd a couple times and got to play really, really awesome music for all these inspiring young kids who just get up on their Saturdays at 4 a.m. and like do heavy labor. I mean, they give away like the boxes they give away are probably 60 to 70 pounds worth of food, like full milk and eggs.
Oh,
and
shout out to those kids.
It was so inspiring to see. And I'd love to go back. It's just really hard with this job. Like Saturday is my only day to like get stuff done.
I work till 5 a.m. on
That's what I'm
Sunday
saying.
morning.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I'm thinking. One of these days, I'm just going to go out and just go to clubs until 4 and then just show
go
up
straight
and
to
then
work.
go back there,
Yeah, or go straight there.
But yeah, it's just, it really gave me, after a year of just negativity and being locked down, like to see this positive thing happen and watch, like after I was done with my DJ set, I just started packing boxes with people and like handing out boxes and getting the thing done. And it felt so good. And to see people like just getting help over that time. Like,
and the best thing about playing music too, I DJ food drive every other Sunday for LA Nutrition. And they're in Mar Vista. They're fantastic. Shout out to Natalie. That you're playing music and these people are now dancing around as they're doing boxes, so you're giving them this groove to. I see them like hold hands and dance as they're doing things, so it's our own way of giving back to them,
Exactly. Yeah, that's like you said in LA, man. There's a place for everybody here, especially artists. Like they're super important. Cool. I think we're going to wrap it up. That was a really fun interview.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming down. Do you have anything you want to promote? I think you talked about a few things, but...
Yeah, I have a party every Saturday. Follow my calendar, MadisonOrange.com, or Instagram, all the social media. I'm really big on my Mixcloud, which is Madison-Orange. I have 55 mixes on there, all made live for Fire Lane Radio, and I'm pretty passionate about those mixes. So stay tuned. We all have great shows in LA, and if you're not in LA, they're probably going to be live streams. So watch us.
Yeah, and check out Dirty Beatles, all the parties she mentioned. They're going to be super fun if you're in LA. If you're not in LA, come visit LA,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to MobileCoin Radio. My name's Kings, a.k.a. Mark. Some of y'all know me as Mark. Some of y'all know me as Demoth. I have many names. We're here live every Wednesday. Sometimes we have DJs. Sometimes we have bands. We do cool drops like we did today. We sold a bunch of exclusive sneakers.
I can't believe you sold all of them.
I know. We sold out in 7 minutes. Thanks to everybody who bought the sneakers. That was huge. It was our first really big drop, and we're excited to do more. We've got really cool things planned. If you're in San Francisco in December 10th, we have a really amazing event you do not want to miss. Can't talk about it yet publicly, but there is some websites up. You can go to our website and follow our social media to get more information. It's going to be an exclusive party. We only have about 200 tickets. We have some huge names playing. We have some exclusive people speaking about cryptocurrency, about new financial laws, stuff like that. It's going to be awesome. I'll be there. We've got an after party. It's going to be crazy. So give us a follow, give us a like.